Welcome to Savasana. Today I want to show you how to upgrade your relaxation. We'll do some restorative yoga tricks. This is a lot of stuff that I will be using. If you only use a part of this, great. If you decide not to use any of this, you still get Savasana, obviously. If you want to try some of this stuff, this is my couch. If yours is a little higher or lower, or you don't have a couch and instead want to use a chair, totally fine. This is a belt, could be replaced with a regular belt. These are two foam blocks that you could replace with big books. What matters here is that they have the same kind of height, so they should be pretty similarly big. This is a weight, this is a sandbag. If you don't have one of those, a rice bag or a big bag of flour or sugar will do. Blankets and an eye pillow. Again, you could replace that with a sock filled with rice or any kind of heavy, I don't know, whatever you have in the kitchen. Now, one of your blankets needs to be rolled a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot. And this little roll is going to come underneath your Achilles tendons. Depending on the height of your couch, you might need to place something underneath your pelvis. So you're going to come to the side of your couch, see how the blanket is perpendicular to the couch. If you need a moment to set that up, obviously you're welcome to press pause and then come back to the video as you're ready. And then I'm swinging my legs up. Notice today I'm wearing socks because this is just Savasana. I recommend putting on a sweater. It's just really warm here to stay warm. Now, my Achilles tendons are on this roll. Notice here, Achilles tendons on the roll. My knee creases are supported by that edge of my imaginary couch. What you'll notice here is my thighs are in the angle between my knees and my thighs is almost a right angle. We want a wider angle than that. And to ensure that, I'm taking an extra blanket under my pelvis. So I'm coming down with control, and then I'm lifting my pelvis and I'm placing an extra blanket underneath it so that now I can bring my legs in a different situation. Notice how I might need to readjust that Achilles tendon roll. I'm feeling the couch underneath my knee creases. I'm feeling the blanket under my Achilles tendons. Now I'm taking my belt. Let's pretend this is a regular belt, or maybe a belt from your bathrobe or some big string. And I am wrapping it around my thighs so that my thighs can release. Placing the thighs back into their situation. Strapping up the thighs. I'm internally rotating the thighs, rotating my thighs together, and then strapping them up. This gives my low back freedom. And then I take another blanket under my head. If you know the restorative blanket fold, please go for that. Otherwise, it's fine to just fold a blanket and put it underneath your head. My books or foam blocks come under my outer wrists. So notice how this is not my arm, it's not my hand, it's my outer wrist. This gives the nervous system a different information. That's really important. You're welcome to turn the hand up or slightly to the side. I personally recommend that it's not completely down because that changes the angle in the shoulder, so it's side or up. Make sure that there's space between the upper arm and your rib cage. It should feel like your armpit has space to breathe and that your arms feel symmetrical. Now, if you are lucky enough to have someone live with you, you might ask them to place the weight on your shins. If you don't, you're going to need to be active again once you've set everything up nicely. And bring some weight on your shins. And then again, with control coming down. If you have an extra weight, you could place that on your belly if you enjoy that feeling. And then the eye bag, on your eyes, covering the eyes if that's comfortable for you. If that makes you feel a little anxious or you just don't enjoy it, you're welcome to keep the eyes without a bag or even open. If they're open, softening them. And then the last one is going to be covering yourself with a blanket. So you need another blanket, which is now magically going to appear by my side. So now I have my extra blanket to cover myself with, and I'm making sure everything stays nice and warm. If you can't get your person at home or your pet, if you can't train your pet to do this for you, make sure if you're doing it yourself that everything's still in place. So Achilles tendon supported, knee creases supported, thighs still nicely held by that belt. And outer wrists on these blocks, noticing is everything as comfortable as it could be. And if it is, finding the eye bag. If you'd like to use one, I personally like to set myself a timer in my phone. This timer, depending on how much time I have, is between 7 and 30 minutes. This way I don't need to worry about time and I can really relax here. Enjoy your relaxation. If you have any questions about this, feel free to email me. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.